Another mystery buried deep in the hills of eastern Washington keeps resurfacing. A bottomless pit said to be a pathway to the paranormal. KOMO4's Denise Whitaker heads east in search of the hole.
Deep in the heart of Manastash Ridge, Washington, lies a hole so mysterious it's become legend, Mel's Hole. This seemingly harmless pit has sparked fear and fascination, with reports of birds avoiding it, dogs reacting with primal fear, and electronic devices going wild near its vicinity. But what truly chills the soul is the unknown depths of this mystery. A drone's journey inside has revealed something that sent global shivers. Could Mel's Hole be a glimpse into dimensions beyond our comprehension? Join us as we unravel the shocking secrets of Mel's Hole. Jay Nichols' encounter with the unexplainable hole. An eyewitness, Jay Nichol, a 34-year-old resident of Ellensburg, recounted a story of a mysterious hole near Manastash Ridge. He described riding bikes in that area with a friend and noted that rocks thrown into the hole didn't produce any sound, similar to what Mel Waters later described in detail. Another individual named Rodney, employed at a local snowmobile dealership, shared that the tale of a hole in the ridge had been circulating for many years, although he had never personally seen it. Mel Waters, in search of a peaceful retreat, bought a property in Manastash Ridge to live quietly with his wife. Unknown to him, a mysterious hole existed just meters away from their new home, appearing to be decades old and waiting to be explored. According to Mel, this was no ordinary hole. It had a large circular shape, approximately 9 feet wide, and was surrounded by a stone wall. Despite being used as a dumping site by neighbors for years, the hole never filled up, maintaining a strange silence when objects were thrown in, with no echo or indication of reaching a bottom. Curious about its depth, Mel used his fishing skills to measure it. After lowering a 1-pound weight attached to a fishing line, he was astonished to find that even after 4,500 feet, the weight hadn't touched the bottom. Undeterred, he conducted further experiments, attaching a lifesaver candy to check for water, but it returned dry, indicating no water in the hole. He continued lowering lines, using up to 80,000 feet, yet the bottom remained elusive. Excited by his discovery, Mel chose to share it with the world through Art Bell's radio program. Bell, a renowned broadcaster known for his Coast to Coast AM show, had a reputation for exploring unusual phenomena, conspiracy theories, and paranormal events, making it the perfect platform for Mel to reveal the mysteries of the hole in his backyard. Bell's show appealed to those seeking unconventional and thought-provoking content, creating a community of individuals fascinated by extraordinary discoveries. Consequently, Mel Waters believed it was the ideal platform for him. On February 21, 1997, Mel reached out to Art Bell, who promptly called him, leading to Mel's debut appearance on the show, where he shared his experiences and observations about the mysterious hole. During the show, various suggestions were made, such as using special light beams or radar to explore the hole's depth and structure. Mel further described peculiar phenomena associated with the hole, including animals avoiding it and strange radio signals affecting his equipment near the area. He recounted instances where his radio played old tunes and broadcasts from decades ago, indicating unusual electromagnetic activity. Moreover, Mel and his neighbors noticed that animals, especially dogs, exhibited unusual behavior around the hole, acting frightened or avoiding it entirely. One neighbor shared a story about a deceased dog seemingly reappearing after being placed in the hole, raising questions about the hole's potential supernatural properties. Additionally, reports of a dark beam of light emanating from the hole and discussions about Manastash Ridge's history of strange occurrences, including UFO sightings and mysterious disappearances, added to the intrigue. Some speculated about ley lines and alternate dimensions connected to the hole, while others considered the possibility of someone manipulating the hole's contents and exerting unusual powers. Despite some listeners' willingness to explore the hole firsthand, Mel and others dismissed the idea. recognizing the potential dangers and uncertainties surrounding the mysterious phenomenon. Government conspiracies revealed. Following Mel's appearance on Bell's show, there were reports of unusual sightings, disruptions in the atmosphere, and other unexplained events that added depth to the narrative surrounding the phenomenon. Despite thorough investigations, no definitive explanations were found. Interestingly, Mel's story seemed to attract government attention, as indicated by the sudden presence of armed military personnel blocking access to his property shortly after his television appearance. This unexpected development left Mel bewildered, especially when the soldiers provided a vague explanation related to an alleged aircraft accident on his land, of which he had not observed any evidence. When Mel attempted to engage with the authorities for clarification, he encountered evasive and intimidating responses, including threats insinuating potential wrongdoing on his part. Despite his efforts to seek transparency and reason, the situation remained cloaked in secrecy. Subsequently, during a return appearance on the show hosted by Bell, Mel shared his experiences, prompting a caller to shed light on the military presence, linking it to the proximity of Mel's property to the Yakima Training Center, a government facility. However, following these events, attempts to reconnect with Mel proved futile, leading to speculation about his sudden disappearance and the unresolved nature of the narrative. In the aftermath of government intervention, flights over Mel's land were restricted, and online satellite imagery depicting the area surrounding his property as a black square further fueled intrigue. While some skeptics suggested Mel fabricated the story based on online imagery, the timeline of the website's existence contradicted this notion, establishing a context that discredited the notion of fabrication. Mel made a surprising return to Bell's show after a 2-year absence. Everyone wondered where he had been hiding during this time. His reappearance came with a new and intriguing story. 3 years prior, he found himself in a series of strange events that started when he was scheduled to appear on the radio show for the 3rd time. One day, after helping his nephew settle into his new apartment, he boarded a bus back to Olympia. However, during the journey, the bus was halted by transit authorities due to a dispute among passengers. He got off the bus, and after being directed onto another bus along with others, he suddenly lost consciousness. When he regained awareness, he found himself in a dirt alley in San Francisco, completely unaware of how he got there. Astonishingly, 12 days had passed, during which he had no recollection of his experiences. To add to the mystery, he had an IV line in his arm without any explanation. His personal belongings were missing. 3 of his teeth were gone and he could taste blood in his mouth. After contacting his nephew for help, Mel discovered that all his money had vanished from his account. To his shock, the government had broadcast false information, claiming he had been involved in construction projects, which he had not done. Subsequently, he received a peculiar offer, a lifelong lease on his land in exchange for a monthly payment of $3 million. However, this offer came with a condition. He had to relocate elsewhere and remain silent about a mysterious pit. Mel accepted the offer, took the money, and moved to Australia. Now, he had decided to break the agreement and reveal everything that had happened to him. But that was not the end of his story. He had new tales to share, including one about a second hole. Previously, Mel had shared a story about a rare dime featuring President Roosevelt's image from 1943, a year when such dimes were not minted. The coin's mint mark, which typically identifies its origin, added to the mystery with an unusual B marking, unlike any known city initials. Mel sought professional appraisal for the coin, but when he checked back, he was told that the Treasury Department had confiscated it. This raised questions about why the government would take such action. Speculations arose, connecting the coin to Mel's hole and potential extraterrestrial involvement. Reports of time-related anomalies near Mel's hole added to the intrigue, with accounts of time appearing to slow down, malfunctioning clocks, missing time instances, and strange time oscillations. Various theories were proposed to explain these phenomena, involving gravitational anomalies, time dilation effects, and interdimensional rifts. However, without concrete scientific evidence or extensive research, these remain speculative elements linked to the mystery of Mel's Hole, Basque tribes, and strange creatures. Mel had an intriguing follow-up tale about a Native American tribe from Nevada reaching out to him after hearing about his experiences with the first hole. Surprisingly, they revealed that they had a similar hole near them and sought Mel's help in unraveling its mysteries. Intrigued by this new development, Mel traveled to Nevada to investigate this second hole. Upon arrival, he was questioned about his encounter with the first hole before being taken to the location of the second one. This second hole, unlike the first, was not on Native American land, but in a public area inhabited by the Basque, a tribe known for their sheep-herding activities since the 1800s. Remarkably, the Basque considered this hole and its surroundings sacred, refraining from filling it with dirt as they saw it as a significant site. Similar in size to Mel's first hole, approximately 9 feet wide, this second hole was distinct with a metal ring around its edge instead of a stone wall. Mel noticed something peculiar. The hole emitted warmth, and when a metal object was dropped near the ring, it made an unexpected sound, unlike what metals usually produce upon impact. Further experiments were conducted to understand the hole better. They lowered a bucket of ice into it, expecting it to melt like normal ice exposed to warmth, but to their surprise, the ice remained frozen and turned dry like chalk. Trying to melt it with fire resulted in the ice catching fire and burning for an extended period, a phenomenon they couldn't explain consistently across repetitions of the experiment. In an attempt to delve deeper into the mystery, they considered sending a person into the hole, but quickly realized the danger due to the intense heat emanating from it. Instead, they decided to lower a sheep into the hole as an alternative. However, the sheep resisted vehemently, reflecting an instinctual aversion to the hole shared by other animals. Despite their efforts to force the sheep into the hole, it eventually succumbed to the heat and died, leaving everyone bewildered by the strange events surrounding the hole. In a surprising turn of events, the man who bravely ventured down the hole was taken aback by what he saw. Curiosity led the Basque to examine the sheep's insides, revealing an unexpected sight. Initially, it appeared as if the sheep had been cooked, with a large lump-like growth nestled inside. To their astonishment, this tumor-like mass began to stir on its own. Gathering their courage, they decided to explore further by opening the tumor, revealing a creature resembling a baby seal, connected to the tumor by a lifeline similar to a mother and child's bond. However, what set this creature apart was its human-like eyes, adding to the mystery of the encounter. The creature, exhibiting gestures of wanting to return to its place of origin, caught his attention. Carefully, he assisted the creature back to the hole, where it lingered for hours before finally leaping back in. This act would later prove to have unforeseen consequences, both miraculous and ominous. Mel's departure from Nevada marked the beginning of an unexpected turn in his health. Little did he know, the encounter with the creature had miraculously cured him of a severe throat cancer that had previously been deemed terminal by his doctor. This healing phenomenon hinted at a connection between the second hole and a prior incident involving the revival of a deceased dog. The captivating tale didn't end there. Months later, he returned to share another intriguing account related to the burning ice from the second hole. A man, seeking warmth from the ice, unwittingly triggered a series of events that led to the destruction of his cabin. The ice, exhibiting unusual properties of moisture absorption and heat generation, eventually formed a new hole, showcasing its destructive potential. Efforts to remove the hole proved futile without the aid of heavy machinery. Moreover, A spiritual aspect emerged as the Basque community noticed the creature's intermittent communication through radio signals, establishing a peculiar bond rooted in a weird energy emanating from the hole. This bond extended to the appearance of brightly colored birds near the hole, seen as a blessing rather than a cause for alarm. As Mel's narrative unfolded, questions arose about the authenticity of the story and the existence of the first hole. Speculations circulated regarding whether the second hole's account was fabricated to obscure the truth about the initial anomaly. However, the sudden silence from Mel, coupled with unanswered messages and a disconnected phone, added an air of mystery. The hunt for Mel's mythical chasm. Some individuals believed in the existence of Mel's hole and embarked on a quest to find it based on Mel's descriptions. However, was Mel's hole real? Jack Powell, a geologist from Ellensburg, became intrigued after hearing Mel Waters talk about the hole on a coast-to-coast AM show. Powell, with extensive experience in geology, including work with petroleum companies and teaching, recalled an old gold mine shaft from his childhood in Kittitas Valley. This shaft, which likely descended 90 feet deep or more, caught Powell's attention when he heard Mel's hole described as over 80,000 feet deep on Manistash Ridge. Having deep knowledge of eastern Washington's geology, especially Manistash Ridge, Powell found the notion of such a deep hole implausible. He reasoned that the pressure and heat in the region would prevent the existence of such a vast cavity. Powell speculated that Mel might have embellished a real hole northwest of Ellensburg, fenced off on private property. In 2001, members of a Seattle area discussion group interested in Mel's hole approached Powell for geological insights. Despite Powell's explanations that the supposed hole on Manistash Ridge was mythical, the group persisted in their belief in Mel's hole's existence. They formed the Paranormal Society and embarked on a search, joined by individuals like a physicist, a father and son from Seattle, amateur filmmakers from Los Angeles, and others. Pat Pringle, a geologist with the Department of Natural Resources, shared Powell's skepticism, citing the geological history of the area, which made an 80,000-foot deep hole unlikely. Despite doubts from experts like Pringle, some, like Lefebvre, remained convinced that discovering Mel's hole would be a significant achievement, potentially signaling danger. The searchers prepared meticulously, equipped with maps, metal detectors, and even a global positioning system reader. Red Elk, the shaman leading the expedition, claimed to have seen the hole in 1961. He shared an intriguing account dating back to 1961 about a mysterious location he referred to as the Devil's Hole. He claimed that this hole, which he described as endless, was accompanied by peculiar phenomena when approached. According to him, there exists a covert government base nearby, concealed underground on a rather diminutive scale. Additionally, Red Elk asserted witnessing extraterrestrial activity around this site, recounting sightings of a colossal spacecraft hovering above the hole. He elaborated that during the summer solstice, beings from space engaged in loading and unloading operations before departing. However, since Red Elk was the sole witness to these events, his claims could not be corroborated by others. Unveiling the truth beyond the hole. Despite the absence of concrete validation, individuals like Betsy Wise from California were motivated to explore the area, with personal reasons such as seeking relief from migraines, as Mel mentioned the hole's reputed magical properties. Others were driven by a spiritual curiosity, perceiving the hole as a potential key to understanding the universe's organization. During their expedition, the group progressed to a cattle gate, traversing a landscape marked by slash piles and clear-cut ridges. Red Elk, carrying a pendant containing a flattened pewter piece reportedly from a UFO, directed the search towards a cluttered area of tree limbs and stumps. As he took a break, members of the group began investigating the designated spot. Conversations emerged about methodologies for measuring gases emanating from the Earth through the hole. Debates ensued regarding the utility of sophisticated equipment like a mass spectrometer and regrets were expressed over the absence of a Geiger counter for radiation detection. Sean Kennedy, part of the Paranormal Amateur Research Association in Vancouver, BC, relied on his GPS to navigate the expedition, motivated by a fascination with the unexplained, fueled in part by Ghostbusters. For him, delving into mysteries like Mel's Hole is a hobby rather than a scientific pursuit. As the search progressed, Red Elk shifted focus to discussions about a hidden realm he called Inner Earth. Tim Withy, a skeptic among the group, doubted the existence of Mel's Hole, criticizing the readiness of others to embrace Mel Waters' narrative. He dismissed the search as unscientific, likening it to an adult cartoon. Despite skepticism and scientific dismissal, some remained intrigued. A subgroup of the party discovered a potentially promising location marked by an old driveway with a chain, prompting another round of exploration. The quest for Mel's Hole drew varied reactions. While mainstream scientists might scoff at the idea, those invested in the search were accustomed to skepticism and even ridicule. For some, like filmmaker Buddy Bolton, the pursuit was about faith and exploring the edges of reality. At the Northwest Museum of Legends and Lore, Phil Lipson believed in the existence of the hole based on accounts, but hadn't personally witnessed it despite leading an expedition. The mystery deepened with rumors of drones and strange encounters, adding layers to the enigma surrounding Mel's Hole. In 2017, a group equipped with GoPro cameras ventured to a location linked to Mel's Hole via a Reddit thread, encountering the daunting depth of the chasm. Despite efforts to peer into its depths and odd observations, including a mysterious figure and a beetle, the hole's secrets remained elusive. The search continued, with no conclusive evidence yet discovered. Rumors of drones and fantastical claims were debunked, casting doubt on the entire narrative. The real identity and existence of Mel Waters in Ellensburg remained uncertain, leaving the mystery of Mel's Hole unresolved and open to speculation. Let's know your thoughts about Mel's Hole in the comments below. And if you want more intriguing content, hit that like and subscribe button and stay tuned for our next exploration.